13 awards or something crazy like that, right?
Yeah.
So y'all was putting in that work, right? And so before we go into a lot of the details with the show and the actors and all that went into it, I want y'all to kind of introduce yourselves and then we go from there. Yeah.
All right. Name's Jamil Farrar Jr. On the film, I was the first CEO, which is the main camera operator for the film.
Okay.
I actually didn't start out with that position. We can talk about that a little later, though.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a real good experience. It was the first time I was working on a full motion film. Actually, I came on as a PA. That's what I came on as.
Oh, so you're not cast, you crew.
I'm crew. I am crew.
Okay.
Yeah. I came on as a PA, and at the time there was a lot of things going on, that I had to get used to with coming on the first time being on set like that. And I ended up being in the right place at the right time. The camera person, he actually ended up dropping out. So I said, hey, I got some, I have some skill set in that field if you, want my expertise. Because that's what I actually studied in school. And he said, all right, cool. Next time you come on set, bring your camera. Let's see what you could do. And that's how I actually ended up being a main camera operator for the rest of the film. Wow. So I got to talk to him early on. And yeah, it was a great experience. But yeah, that's what I did on the film.
I wonder if that camera guy is like kicking himself.
I try not to think about that, just keep working, moving forward.
There you go, moving forward. Okay, good brother.
Yeah, how y'all doing? My name is Birch. I play Coach George in Boston, the Philly, winner of Best Supporting Actor in the Motion Picture Association at Haiti in Boston 2017.
No problem. Let's go. Can we go back a little bit?
Years ago, somebody believed in me, told me to go get some
Great, guys.
Okay, my brother. You had a cut, man.
Yeah, I'm just chilling, man.
Chilling about that.
Yeah, I'm just vibing, enjoying the atmosphere. I'm John Armand. I actually got on this because I auditioned to be an extra. Because I auditioned to be one of the clubs or whatever, and I showed up early. Yeah, and the person who was supposed to play to me showed up like an hour or two late. And Rob was like, if this guy doesn't show up in the next 10 minutes, you're going to be G. I didn't know who she was. I'm just like, okay, whatever. 15 minutes ago, you're playing, she's going to pray, who's that? He's like, that's the lead. I was like, okay. So then he's like, yeah, you got like 20 minutes to learn how to do script. So just see what to say. So I just went through that.
And speak what you had.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a new story because the guy who was supposed to play Coach George didn't show up. He was like, yo, this is my Coach George. He's like, I don't even want to see anybody show up.
You know what? You can't underestimate the power of just showing up. Being early, showing up, just showing up there. Because there's a lot of times where, I might not get it, I might not, it might not work for me. And then all of a sudden, 30 people say you see me. Right. And the one person that's like, I'm just going to do it. I ain't doing nothing anyway. They go and guess what they get? The part. The opportunity.
And then you only had an extra role. You could have been like, I'm not worried about it. Because it's no small part.
Because I was just doing actually kicked out of school. I got kicked out of school, so I was heading home and I was going to do.
Well, fix that one.
Yeah. I know graduating later. I just recently graduated from Atlanta. I ended up graduating from Lincoln University.
Shout out to there you go. HBCU in the building.
And, HBCU love.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't care if it was big or small. I just wanted to actually start getting my acting up. Cause I did Book and Nimrod, that's where I met Ty at.
Oh, shout out to Booking, they friends to the show too. And rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, man. She's I gotta say that because she's a friend to the show and she's really been pushing against all odds. She's been pushing the Book of Nimrod and she was told she couldn't do it and why are you doing that show and why are you wasting the money? Why are you doing this? And believe it or not, that's a pretty dynamic show and hopefully I'm not sure who's running it, but hopefully
I heard there's a hurricane. Hurricane is still pushing.
Good. Hopefully they continue that, but rest in peace.
It was one of the last things she said to us. Like, don't let nobody tell you can't do it. You know, whatever you put your mind to, you know. It doesn't stop here, you know. I remember at the Philadelphia Film Awards, she looked at me and Carla, she flared them nostrils up and she said, Ty, don't let nobody tell you can't do it. Then she went on stage and she told everybody, that was the message she had for everybody, don't stop.
Right. So, tell us a little bit about your characters.
You want me to go first?
You go first.
Alright, G is like, kind of like a quiet to himself guy. Kind of artist, he's into jazz, he's into music, the culture, but he's not as aggressive. He just likes to be his own person and just kind of be on the righteous path as much as he can, but not in a rebellious way. And he actually starts to grow more out. We actually watch the film, his character grows more and more by situations. Because, life will make you grow whether you want to or not.
Right.
So his character is to grow by certain circumstances. And you can see that's how actually life, will make you grow. You can actually see the reality grow.
So how was it for you to get into this character and portray it the way that you think that the director wants it to be portrayed, especially given the amount of time that you had to just basically...
When I first read the script, I tried to, get into the character's head as much as I could, try to figure out like how would he react to this. And that's one of the hard parts when I first started acting. I didn't separate myself with the character. I would just be like, I wouldn't do this.
Right.
When I'm acting, I'm not myself. I'm whoever this guy is.
Exactly.
So I was like, how would this guy react? And then once Ralph was telling me like, yo, he would do this, that, and the third. And anytime Ralph would tell me to do this, I would take it up a notch more because I'm like a perfectionist how I am.
Right.
So if he says, I need you to be like, like, I'll make it dire. I'll make it even deeper than that. So every time I had to get into, my head, well, the character's head, I just kept going more and more. It was so many times, like, I even stopped and I said, can we do that again?
Yeah. His character was really fun to shoot and work with. He embodied that character very well.
Wow.
But like you said, like how you brought it up a notch whenever Ralph told him to do something, people tend to forget that that's what you want because it's easy to bring someone from up here and bring them down, whereas you try to bring your character up, it's harder to like, okay, do this, I need you to keep doing this. If you start, it's easy to, bring that down. He did a great job on camera.
And you said a little nugget too, and I want to make sure that I point out. When actors, especially new actors, go into, and actresses, if they go into a role, I'll never forget what somebody told me. They said sometimes you have to commit ego suicide. Because sometimes, and that's with everything, especially when it comes to men, we have a tendency to be all ego, right? But playing certain parts, you got to remember that it's not you.
Right.
And so whatever the part entails, you have to embody that person. Right?
Yeah.
Forget about who you are.
Right.
Maybe you might not talk high. You got to talk low. Or maybe you might not cry. This character
He cried.
cries. So you have to pull that out of you. And really that's what determines or defines what a true actor or actress is.
But
So
that's acting.
That's
acting.
acting.
That's acting. That's the job.
I didn't call him John on set. His name was G on set. I never called him by his real name.
That's the only way I would respond.
When you're on set, you're in character, so
that
that's who
helps
you
you
are.
to stay in character.
Right.
Like, I think I heard one time someone called me John. I just didn't respond. Like,
So tell us about Coach George.
Oh wow!
Come on, Coach.
After all that, Coach George is just the opposite because I've been a coach before. So Coach George was me. We have a lot of similarities. Raising young men, teaching them how to play basketball, things like that, playing football, giving them life lessons. I'm also a minister, so I coach. I'm a counselor. So Ralph was like, I need you to be you. So mine was like the total opposite. So he said, I need you to drop some nuggets. I need you to there's a scene in the film, it's like a flashback scene with Jay Bez and myself. And we're sitting on a basketball court. all that was improv.
Wow.
It wasn't written.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, please don't ask me to do this again because I don't know what I said.
Mm.
But me being me got me Best Supporting Actor award.
Wow.
You know, but there are times where you have to dip out of yourself.
Mhm.
So I love Ralph for entrusting me to say, this is my Coach George. My audition got me written into the film.
Mhm.
I was only supposed to be in there for the opening scene on the rooftop,
Wow.
or in the hospital rather.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when there's a scene where we're walking back and forth and arguing, and he's about to leave. That's the only scene Coach George had. But my audition got me written into the film. And because of the research and because of the hard work put in, because Ralph said, you know, try it this way, try it this way, you know what, I'm gonna just let you do you. And all hats off, thank God I got talent, you know. Ralph trusted me with that talent, and here we are.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Shout out to Mendez too. You know, she's your lead. She's one of the lead actresses, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So shout out to her. She really, you know, been down for a long time and doing a lot of, you know, acting. How was it working on set with me?
It was a lot of fun. Now, Mia's like preparation prior to shooting scenes it was just amazing to watch her because you know, everybody had their different techniques of how they, you know, get in the character.
Right.
Her, I used to look at her like she's really becoming another person right now. And then I would hate to go sometimes and talk to her like, hey, Mia, we got 5 minutes till set. It's like I felt like I was interrupting her.
Yeah.
And she'd turn around and I'm like, oh, I just want to let you know we had 5 minutes.
Yeah, like it was times.
Yeah, but
It was times like I would come on set early just to see like how they would do their scenes and stuff, even if I didn't have to shoot that day. And I was trying to say hi to Mia, and she looked such like
like
I didn't want to bother her at all. I was
she-
about to say hi, and I just walked away. I'll just say hi afterwards at the finish.
She
Because
bought-
once she's in like in that mindset, she's
there.
She's there. You can't
She
get her
bought
out. You don't even want to bother her.
110% every scene.
That's what's
Wow.
up.
You know,
That's what's
we
up.
be on set for 10, 12 hours sometimes, never lost any juice. She does it to the end of the year.
And Mia is one of the ones we met on Book of Nimrod also.
Yeah.
That's where I first met Mia. You know, watching her work there, the same preparation and everything like that. That was a year and a half before Boston to Philly. You know, she always kept it real. You know, one of the coolest people to work with. I love Mia.
Yeah.
Interesting, man. She's been doing a lot of acting. Let's talk a little bit about you know, I'm gonna jump back into from Boston to Philly, right? But I want to talk a little bit about the time that we're in right now, right? And it's becoming a beautiful time to see black plays, theater, television, movies. How do y'all feel about being part of this culture that's pushing the ball forward? The black, I don't want to say black agenda, but pushing our people forward in more culture and theater and movie and art.
I think it's great. I see it as like a second coming of a black renaissance. That's how I see it.
Great word.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I see it. And to actually be part of it the second time around, it makes me feel like I'm actually part of something bigger than myself.
Yeah.
And so it does like, you know, justice.
Yeah, same. Just does it justice, and it's not just a phase or a wave, and it just, you know, dies down and forgotten about. This is something that's the beginning of something great, and it keeps going. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
I think what's so amazing is that now it's just a time for actors and actresses, writers, you know, people of color to you know, use those platforms to put out whatever you do. It's like we're winning awards now. It's like it's just such an awesome time.
Yeah, I love it, and I love to see it. I love to see it materialize into what it's going to be, which is interesting because when y'all started the movie, right? When y'all started shooting, especially you, right? When y'all started shooting, did you believe that what you were shooting would turn into what the end product actually is, or did you think, you know what, this could have been better? You know, what was actually going through your head when you started just shooting? You know.
So for this one, particular.
Yes.
So it's all about the mindset I came in with. At the time, I was a recent graduate, and I was just, I'm like, I have my degree in film. You know, I want to get a job out here. I'm applying. No one's calling me back. And Boston and Philly was the first person to call me back. So just that alone, like, I was excited. I came on set first day, like, this is it. This is my time. You know, wherever I go, whatever film this is, I'm going to go in there and give it my all. And there were times where it was like, wow, like what a lot of people don't understand is that we started out here, but then as time went on, the crew got smaller and smaller, which could be very
challenging.
Challenging, discouraging.
I had to jump in behind the camera.
You know, you had to help with certain things. But I stuck with them. It's all about being persistent, and then you start to develop a mindset. Well, all right, well they want to stop, we gonna keep going. Now I felt I really showed them we gonna do this, and we gonna show them why they should this. You know what I mean? So I always hope for the best, and I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. It was just like, let's just do this thing, and we gonna see where it takes us. And I think I always kept that positive attitude, and that's the one thing that me and Ralph, like, that made us click. He always kept that mindset, like, oh, if there's a roadblock here, we're gonna find a way around it, we're gonna climb over it, we're gonna keep going, we're not gonna let this stop us, because we ran into a lot of roadblocks shooting this film. And, you know, just to see the end product now, it's like, it was all worth it. All that hard work, all them long hours, I feel great. You know, I didn't know what to expect, so like, just to see what it came to now, it's like, this is great. Like, you feel good.
Right. Rewarding.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about, I guess, the material or the subject matter that was in the film itself? Like, I think one of the characters talks about depression. And like cutting herself. And
there were a lot of key points talked about in this film. It touches a lot of sensitive subjects. Like you said, self-harm, some slight racism, police brutality, you know,
hot topic of the day.
Very hot topic. Just, you know, abusing your authority. There are a lot of things touched on, and I think it came out at a perfect time to, you know, just for everyone to see. And because the film is character driven, there's so many storylines. It's like I love to relate this movie to Crash. You guys ever seen Crash? There's multiple storylines. Starts here, but then by the end, you see how it all connects. That's exactly how Boston and Philly is. It's story driven, and it touches on a lot of sensitive subjects, but it's very relevant, and it opens it up for a conversation.
You know, I want to because you mentioned abuse of authority, and something that, you know, we have spoken a lot about was about the, you know, the Me Too movement, and you know, a lot of women in media, right? Women in Hollywood, women in film and television, and I work with a lot of women, as you can see, you know, and I treat them a certain type of way because I feel they're my equals, right? So you as men, right, on a movie set that's shooting, do you feel any type of responsibility in kind of showing that, you know, men aren't the way that they may be perceived, especially when it comes to black movies?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have daughters. I have children. Carl Morales gave me my first shot, you know, to pick up a camera and shoot and direct. Somebody who believed in me. So she was like all of our mother. So you see Eli and Lou, twin filmmakers, you know, two sisters, you know, doing it. Hurricane Morales doing it. Adiva Gordon doing it. You know, there's so many out there you can name who are filmmakers, who are creators, you know, women creators. And then when you're on set, me personally, you kind of feel like protective over them, to make sure that they're not being taken advantage of, to make sure that they're not being groped or molested or, you know, being verbally abused and things like that. That's to me personally. Like, I'm not going to let that happen to anybody on my set. If it's in eye view, if they feel close to me, and I know that sometimes, you know, I'm very humble, so I'm not trying to be arrogant or anything, but people will gravitate towards me. You know, I feel Carla Morales used to say, like, she would say, you know, I feel a certain type of peace when you step on the stage, and it's not. I believe that's Christ driven. I don't believe that's anything of me. You know, so when you walk that way, you know, people will gravitate towards you, and I feel as though that the women in media have stories to tell too. Like, it doesn't work for everybody out here. You know, we see Ava DuVernay, if I'm saying her name right. You know, I was just at the ABFF in Miami. And you see a lot of black women filmmakers doing it. You know, a lot of black people doing it. So we talk about the movement. We have stories to tell. People are telling stories about abuse. People are telling stories about suicide. People are telling stories about depression. People are telling stories about the police brutalities and senseless gun violence and things like that. So we have stories to tell, and now no one can tell us. We have cameras here, so we can tell our stories.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm always for the narrative, for us to tell our story. That's why we created this platform. It's for us to tell our story. Somebody else going to tell it for us.
Right.
But for us to also be able to give somebody else the platform. You know, I mean, who knows? Y'all might be here and somebody sees our show and say, "Wow, we want to talk to these gentlemen." You know what I mean? And so that's why we do what we do. We don't worry about the accolades. We worry about the praises that we're able to give to ourselves. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I just want to, you know, thank you guys for coming out. But before we let you go, because we only have a few more minutes and we got to get to another segment, how can everybody get in contact with you guys and learn more about either the movie, the show, your social media, what you guys are doing, all of that good old stuff?
To find me personally, hit up my Instagram, Johnny Blaze 2 with 2 H's, Facebook, Jamison. For the movie, you can actually look it up. It's on Amazon Prime.
All right.
There's everywhere to see that.
There you go. Boston to Philly on Amazon Prime. Yes, sir.
Ty Birch, TAIBIRCH, 2 separate words. You can find me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. What was your other question, brother?
You got to
one more time where to find the film. They're going to hear it 3 times where to find this film.
I can remember an 8-page monologue, but I forgot your question. You can find the film on, there's trailers on YouTube. You can find it. We have a page, Boston 2 Philly, on Facebook. There's word Boston, the number 2 Philly, all one word, PHILLY. You can also search it on Amazon Prime both ways, Boston 2 Philly, the number 2 or the word 2 TO on Amazon Prime.
Okay, brother.
Yeah, I'm the same name on all social platforms. It's Jamil Farrar Jr. It's JAMIL. Last name FARRARJR. And once again, you can find Boston to Philly. You have the trailer on YouTube. It's dropped on Amazon Prime. Boston 2 Philly. And
don't forget to put reviews.
Support.
After you watch the movie, love the comments, reviews, stars, rating, all that. You
can follow the page for all upcoming events, everything.
No doubt. Well, that's great. There you go. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, man. It's your boy, Charles Baby the Beautiful.
Lauren Sizzle.
I'd like to thank you guys for coming to the show. Y'all got to come back.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It's been a pleasure hearing this. Thank you.
No doubt. You definitely got to come back, man, and give us some more of that love, man. And you guys keep doing what you're doing, man. And before we go, man, we want to get into some love and relationships, but we got about a minute.
No,
we want to jump right into it. We're not even going to do it. Okay, so I want y'all to all tune in. So, what did you think about the show, Susan?
I thought it was Today's Show?
Yeah, Today's Show.
It was dope. I enjoy every minute of it. I wish we had more time to, be able to continue this conversation.
No doubt. But we gotta go. So before we go, we want you to make sure that you download the TuneIn app on WPPMOP 106.5 FM and tune in every Tuesday, 7 p.m. for We Talk Weekly's After the Talk. And follow us on Twitter at Instagram at We Talk Weekly at Charles Berry at Law_Sizzle. Classy Lady Spark, but it's really sparkle, priceless one, and at Madam Touch. And We Talk Weekly is now on iHeartRadio, so shout out to that. And make sure you follow us on iHeartRadio and binge listen. This is why we say binge listen, right? Binge listen to the show. And like and follow us on We Talk Weekly Facebook page. Subscribe to our We Talk Weekly YouTube channel. And if you're in Philly, catch us every Monday night at 9:30 on Comcast 66, Verizon 5 29 and 30. And download the little Authentic TV app. And guess what? Look on Roku. And you can find who? We Talk Weekly. Here we go. So shout out to Afro Philly MPG Network. We Talk Weekly is now in Birmingham, Chicago, Delaware, Houston, Jacksonville, Los Angeles, Miami, Newark, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., Philly, and all across the nation. Who do you look for?
We Talk Weekly.
You already know, but we gotta go, y'all. We want y'all to make sure that y'all tune in. We love you, and we out. Holla.